Sports on River 92.7. We'll be live streaming as well through drgnews.com. And as we bring you night number one of the high school volleyball season tonight, the Pierre Governors are at the Watertown Civic Arena. They'll battle the Arrows from Watertown. A lot of teams getting things kicked off here tonight as the volleyball season gets underway. The school season, obviously, has just gotten underway, and so have we with our coverage of Governor Sports here on River 92.7 throughout the season. Brian Oakland with you, along with William Wilson in studio. We've got Caleb Brozick outside also on camera. He will be doing the camera work here from up in the crow's nest and the end of the floor at Watertown Civic Arena. A little bit of a delay getting that going at drgnews.com, but we still have that at gogovs.live. And we'll have it at drgnews.com at the River 92.7 page in just a little bit. And you can also follow this match through the DRG News smartphone app as well. Two teams that lost a lot from last season, a lot from their senior classes. A Pierre team that was the 15 seed in the Sodac 16 lost a straight set but a competitive match at Sioux Falls Jefferson to see their season come to an end. Last year, Watertown made it through to the state tournament and played very well, but they came up in a sixth-place finish, a hard-fought five-set loss to Sioux Falls Roosevelt, as it turned out, and a good finish, but still sixth place there. Watertown, a team that has been right there in the mix for a long time in Class AA, but they, like the Governors, will be retooling just a bit. We'll see who's got the early chemistry in the match that we'll come up with here tonight as the season kicks off. We'll take an opening break, and our Bank West pregame show will be coming up. Bank West for the best. In our pregame, we'll talk to both coaches. Keys to success a little bit later on. We'll certainly preview the season as much as we can prognosticate, so to speak, as well. And we'll take a look at the opening schedule of the week that begins the high school volleyball season. All that and more, and of course, starting lineups and as we mentioned, the keys to success will be coming up. 3 minutes in our Bank West pregame show begins as we bring you Governor Volleyball, night number one of the season. Your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, Bank West has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. Bank West Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose Bank West. Bank West, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The garage doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
At Avera Orthopedics, we're transforming pain into possibility every day. Whether you're chasing a personal best or simply want to enjoy life to the fullest, our specialized care is designed to help you feel better and stronger. We're here for you. No referral needed. Trust Avera Orthopedics to unlock a world of endless possibilities. Visit avera.org/orthopedics and start your journey from pain to possibility today.
This is Coach Scott Nye from your Pierre Governors and the team at Ranky Gray Wealth Management, where we focus on coaching something just as important, your finances. Everyone needs guidance through life's key financial decisions and challenges, not to mention the opportunity to feel confident that their retirement strategy will help them pursue the lifestyle they've dreamed about. As you're looking for the right team to assist you, we're right up the street and ready to provide you the help that can make all the difference. Contact our Pierre office today by visiting rankygray.com.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports, from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it in time for this game. See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota High School Sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
Welcome back to the Watertown Civic Arena. Brian Oakland here. Glad to have you aboard as we kick off the high school volleyball season. Clean slate for everybody. Everybody around the state of South Dakota is officially 0-0 on their records, and everybody's hoping for good things as we get in to another season of competitive high school volleyball. And for those on the road all season long, as you take to the road, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety reminds you to take your time, slow the drive, and let's try that again. Slow the drive and arrive alive. You've got someplace to be, like high school sports or wherever you happen to be traveling, and remember to buckle up every trip, every time. Those reminders from the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. As we get into our Bank West pregame show, we remind you that as we typically do, we start with the state of volleyball, taking a look at the schedules and usually the standings. But as mentioned, the standings are cut and dry. Everybody has no record so far that as we begin this season tonight. Here's a thing to remember as you follow high school volleyball. Most of the games on weeknights this season will start at 6:30 p.m. instead of the customary 7 p.m. So tonight, that was the expected start time. We usually start our pregames 30 minutes prior to go time, but we may fluctuate that just a little bit depending on the length of the sub-varsity matches in high school volleyball. Tonight, we felt a 6:05 start time was a little more appropriate as opposed to right at 6 o'clock. So that's just something to think about. And we'll talk about our upcoming schedule that we've got a little bit later on. But again, Tuesday and Thursday matches this season, most cases will start at 6:30 local times. So just something to think about there. Let's look at the state of volleyball as we go around the state. Take a look at all of the matches in Class AA that are tipping off here tonight. And that includes, of course, Watertown hosting your Pierre Governors, and also ESD matches. You have Aberdeen Central playing at Brookings. Huron hosts T area to open the season, and Yankton will play host to O'Gorman. You look in the Metro Conference, and Sioux Falls Lincoln is playing at Jefferson. It's Roosevelt at Washington across town, and then out west, Sturgis goes to Belle Fourche out of Class A, and Douglas will play at Class A, St. Thomas More. That's the schedule that is set up for tonight, as there are 8 matches featuring Class AA competition. There will be more volleyball coming up on Thursday as Harrisburg goes to Brandon Valley. It'll be Watertown after tonight. Their next match will be at Sioux Falls, Washington Thursday night, and Yankton will play at the Class A powerhouse Dakota Valley. Brookings also plays a new Class A powerhouse in the Hamlin Chargers, and that'll be up in Hayti. Some pretty good competition for the Bobcats there. Meanwhile, it'll be O'Gorman at Roosevelt and Douglas out west playing at Rapid City Christian. 6 matches coming up on Thursday. After tonight, the Governors will be back in action on Friday and Saturday out west as they go to Rapid City Stevens on Saturday, and then we'll be at Rapid City Central on let's try that again. Pierre at Rapid City Stevens on Friday night, and then the Governors at Rapid City Central on Saturday afternoon, 12:30 Mountain Time. Also on Friday, Sturgis will play at Mitchell. Aberdeen Central, traveling partner of the Governors, will play at Rapid City Central. And then on Saturday afternoon, Aberdeen goes to Stevens, and the Governors will play at Rapid City Central. Once again, 12:30 Mountain Time to start on that one. And I'm saying that as that will be the next broadcast that we have of high school volleyball here on River 92 Session. Actually, we'll have that on KGFX AM, as we will have Governor Soccer here with the doubleheader against Rapid City Central on Saturday. Got a lot coming up this weekend. We'll be talking about it throughout the broadcast. Saturday also brings up a lot of volleyball in Huron. That Huron invite, there are teams from throughout Double-A, but also Class A and Class B teams, and some very good competition, including for this Watertown team. They'll be playing Class A state champion Del Rapids, among other teams, and Class B state champion Chester, and of course, got some Metro and some ESD competition there. That's a lot of volleyball in Huron this weekend. One other match that will be going on has Yankton playing in a tournament at Norfolk, Nebraska, also on Saturday. So that's a look at the opening week's worth of schedules in high school volleyball in Class AA, the state of volleyball, part of our Bank West pregame show. Speaking of upcoming action, once again, the volleyball upcoming weekend has the Governors at Rapid City Stevens, 7 o'clock start time, Mountain Time on Friday night, but no coverage on that. We'll have Governor football here on River 92.7. And also Stanley County Buffalo football on KGFX. But Saturday afternoon, the Governors volleyball team will be at Rapid City Central and will be on the air at 1 o'clock Central Time on KGFX AM. Governor football is on Friday night when they open the season at Hollister Field, taking on the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. And we'll have the call on that one starting at 6:25 with a pregame and a 7 o'clock opening kick as the Governors try to take back what is what they feel is rightfully theirs and get that state championship back. Of course, the team that we're seeing here tonight, Watertown on the volleyball court, that's the team that upended the Governors and ended their 7-year reign as Class 11 AA state champions last November. But it's Pierre and Aberdeen, 6:25 of the pregame on Friday night here on River 92.7, and it is Governors Soccer. In addition to volleyball playing Stevens and Central, Governor soccer squads are playing Stevens and Central, but they're hosting on Friday. Friday's matchup against Rapid City Stevens will be at the PILC soccer fields. No coverage on that, as we'll have, again, football on the 2 KGFX AM and FM stations. And then on Saturday on River 92.7, it'll be 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock, I believe. Maybe it's 10 and 12, in fact. Games that'll be the soccer teams, and those will be at Hollister Field, and Justin Cowart will have the call of those on River 92.7. Of course, all matches visible as well as audible at drgnews.com and gogovs.live. Right now, the JV match, I should say the sophomore match, in Watertown's favor. They're leading 23-14. We're in the second set, and Watertown up a set. The Arrows also claim the JV match in straight sets as well. As we take a 3-minute timeout, more from our Bank West pregame show, and we'll start chatting with the head coaches with Keys to Success. When we come back, Keys to Success to be brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. Bank West pregame continues in 3 minutes. You're listening to Governor Volleyball on your official voice of the Govs, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, Bank West has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. Bank West Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose Bank West. Bank West. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is here for you. They make it easy when looking for a new vehicle, getting all available vehicle information so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying your purchase. Shop their extensive inventory from home at CapitalCityFordToyota.com or stop into Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Count on them for all your service needs with convenient scheduling and in-stock parts. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre, 605-224-7378.
Do you
dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
Century Business Products is a proud provider of the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to the Pierre School District, backed by 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color cost? Looking to reduce printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than your local Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
At American Family Insurance, we help protect what you've achieved so you can fearlessly go after your dreams. For auto, home, business, and life, contact us today. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance, Life Mutual, Standard of Ohio, Wisconsin Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
Call the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC, with offices in Pierre, Oneida, and Gettysburg.
Fall sports are here, and Beck Motor Company is proud to cheer on our local athletes. Just like teamwork on the field or court, you can count on teamwork at our dealership. Whether you're driving a new Chevy Equinox, a tough Chevy Silverado, or keeping your current ride in top shape with our service department, Beck Motor Company is here for all your automotive needs. Good luck to all our hometown teams this season. From your friends at Beck Motor Company, we're making a great deal better. www.beckmotors.com, 605-224-5912.
All right, it's time for Keys to Success as we speak with head coach Gary Wheelhouse of the Pierre Governors for the first time this season. Governor Volleyball coming up. Coach, I guess the first question coming into the season is, how's the summer, or how did the summer go? Of course, you have a lot of turnover, lost a lot of seniors from last year's team, maybe a work in progress with a young team coming up, but what was the work ethic in the summer that gets you, ready to start a new season of volleyball here?
Yeah, the girls on the varsity team really worked hard this summer, went to, a lot of open gyms. We had a lot of camps come in. They really worked in the strength room, really working on that kind of stuff. So nice to have that and see that. We got a transfer in with Faith Baumgarter from Miller, and then we got Paige Sporer back after a knee injury last year. So that's nice to have those two additions back with us. But yeah, we lost 8 seniors last year, 9 with our foreign exchange student, but 8 seniors that played varsity. So that's a lot to replace. So we're pretty young, but we come back with some experience, and I think, this young team is ready to work. They're also very coachable and ready to listen and work on some different stuff. So hopefully we can get that rolling.
I think the first and biggest test that you always have at the start of the season, but especially with a group of people that are new to playing each other, is how quickly can you build some chemistry out there?
Yeah, they've worked really hard about working together and putting stuff together on the court all summer long. We really focused on making sure our passes were correct and working on some different timing stuff. So they're a good group. They seem to get along well. They're very supportive of one another, so it's fun to watch.
And I think, obviously, too, if you are going to be the team that maybe is lesser experienced in many of your matches, I suppose, it's got to start with fundamentals, and it's just got to be continuous repetition and getting, more and more consistent all the time.
Yeah, we keep saying in practice, boring is beautiful. We want that boring, basic fundamentals, because once we get those nailed down, then we can really start working on some of this other stuff. But really working fundamentals a lot this summer, and so some of the other stuff is going to come as we kind of progress through the season. Okay,
and a couple of things, I guess we'll take them one at a time, but defense has got to be quick and fast to the draw and in the right spots all the time too.
Yeah, defense, especially when you got some hard hitters, some high jumpers on the other side of the court like we're going to see tonight. They've really got to be ready to go and read that ball off of the setter's hands, kind of figure that out. And then, our front row's got to figure out how to put the ball away and find those open holes.
And when we used the word consistency earlier, but that goes with the offense, and really it begins with that passing. That's where it's got to be consistent first. to make it easier for the front row.
Yeah, and that's what we saw last year is our passing rating just wasn't where we wanted it. And so for the majority of the summer, that's what we spent our time on, is working on our passing. And we're starting to see that kind of transfer onto the court. But now it's working on that setter timing. Now that we've got those passes come into our setter, getting that setting timing down where they don't have to set off the court or off the net so often.
Yeah, and you can practice all you want for 2 weeks, but once you get in a game situation, I guess now we really start to learn some things about ourselves, so to speak.
Yeah, and that's what us as a young team this year is going to be really handling our mental side of things and our nerves, and not letting some of those mistakes really derail us from what we're trying to work on.
Keys to success, I think, begin with not giving up the big rallies, obviously.
Yeah, not giving up the big rallies, making sure we're shutting down their middles. They've got some pretty powerful middles coming, and so really working on getting that block going to help our defense out, whether it's just a little touch. But we got to get something in front of those hits.
Build some momentum and start building your own big rallies, right?
Yeah, and then really work on, we've been working on serving and serving tough, so get our servers going right away and get those tough serves happening. So that they're not in a perfect system either.
All right, Coach, good to see you again. Good luck tonight, all right?
Thank you.
There's Carrie Wheelhouse and our first edition of Keys to Success in High School Volleyball this year, brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. We'll hear from them, and we'll talk with the veteran head coach, Rosemary Bellum of Watertown, when we come back with more Keys to Success. You're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball.
Did you know 16 million Americans suffer from dry eye? Hi, this is Dr. Nick Marso of Central Dakota Eye Care. Along with providing comprehensive eye exams evaluating vision and health of your eyes, we now offer IPL dry eye treatments. OptiLight IPL is a new, innovative light therapy treatment for dry eye and is FDA approved. Also available at our clinic are dry eye products and supplements. Call us today, 224-6128, for more information and to schedule an appointment. Central Dakota Eye Care, 640 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Better vision for a great life.
And our Keys to Success continue as we get to speak with Rosemary Bellum, the head coach of the Watertown Arrows. First game of the season, Coach, and it's the same question I asked Coach Wheelhouse. How'd the summer go, and what have you got after turnover from a year ago coming into this season?
Summer went well. I have a lot of girls that are playing either with our local club here at EAVC. We had a couple girls go down to Sanford and Kairos, and so they got to play all the way through June because they were on a national team, and so they got extra training there. We had the girls in the gym. We were pretty full most of the days. We had almost 35 high school girls coming in to work with us twice a week. So I thought the summer went really well. We went to a couple of camps, went over to Marshall, DSU, and Sioux Falls, and so we got a lot of extra time. When we come into the season, though, we do have a lot of 6 seniors left us last year, so a lot of experience to build back up. 3 returners that got experience, from last year, so we're going to be a little green, and we're going to see how we do.
You talk about the people really playing a lot over the summer, and I mean, it's inevitable right now in South Dakota. You want to stay up with the Metros, you've got to play all year long, don't you?
You do, and I don't want to take away, we're a town that we're not big enough for you to specialize in one sport, and so I'm trying to get
Neither is Pierre, obviously.
Yeah. We're trying to keep kids in basketball, in fast pitch, in volleyball, in track, in soccer. So I'm trying to encourage the girls to go to as many things you can. We try to narrow it down to 2, but our JO season, bleeds over. Our basketball is in the summer. I mean, we ask a lot of kids out of the summer, but for them to consistently show up and be dedicated it really speaks volumes to their inner self, or their just wanting to be themselves better.
Yeah, and I'll admit, I'm still always going to be for the multi-sport athletes and more well-rounded, I suppose. But coming into this season, it is about chemistry early on, trying to find that as early as you can.
It is, and this year is kind of one of our smaller classes that I've had in probably 7 years, or maybe it was 5 years ago. I had just 2 seniors. This year I have 4. So we have a smaller class of leaders, but I do think that we're going to be able to meld and get along pretty well. But it does come down to chemistry. Last year we had great chemistry. We had great seniors that showed strong leadership. They performed on the field or on the court, and then they also were kind to each other and build each other up. So that's going to be the biggest thing to work on. So it's going to come down to chemistry, and we're going to see how many fingers get pointed and how many can accept, responsibility for themselves.
Playing Pierre for this first match, and youth on youth, or maybe inexperience versus inexperience. So it's not going to be a perfect match. It's the first one of the year, but good starting point for you coming up.
It is, and that's what we always tell the girls, and this is where girls get down, where you make a mistake, but you have to leave that one in the past. You have to always look forward, because if you're dwelling in the past, you never can look to the future. And so it's going to be green for us and green for Pierre, and they're literally green. And but it's going to be what younger girls or which girls are going to step up and try to take something on themselves. So
do you have a group that a group of kids that are waiting to step in just in case somebody stumbles in this front rotation?
Well, I do have, I'm trying something a little bit different with our rotation, something that the Metro has done on defense. I'm going to try a little bit different. But I do have back row players. I've got a couple. So we're a little bit deeper, that I feel like because we're so green, I've got some others on the bench that, you're just as young as everybody else. So I'm going to try you in the back row, and I've got a couple of front row players that I for sure you have as much experience as the girls that are going on the court right now. So I have a couple of extra players to definitely try some different things with.
All right. Coach, appreciate your time. Good luck tonight and this whole season. Right?
Yeah, thank you. You too.
There she is, Rosemary Bellum, the head coach of the Watertown Arrows. Comments and keys to success from both head coaches, sponsored by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. Our Bank West pregame show will continue after another 3-minute step aside, and we'll have our starting lineups coming up. We still got the game officials a little bit later on, and maybe another look at upcoming Governor sports on the air and on the web too at drgnews.com. All on the way as our pregame continues. 3 minutes and we're back with more Governor Volleyball on your official home of the Govs, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Superior Concrete is proud to sponsor the Governors this season, and just as proud to offer the finest concrete solutions available for commercial and residential applications, as well as foundation and flat work. The bottom line, if you need anything done with concrete, we can do it. Superior Concrete. Give us a call today for an estimate or more information. That's Superior Concrete. Find us on Facebook or call the office at 605-494-0102. That's 494-0102. Call today.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The garage doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
This is Coach Scott Nye from your Pierre Governors and the team at Ranky Gray Wealth Management, where we focus on coaching something just as important, your finances. Everyone needs guidance through life's key financial decisions and challenges, not to mention the opportunity to feel confident that their retirement strategy will help them pursue the lifestyle they've dreamed about. As you're looking for the right team to assist you, we're right up the street and ready to provide you the help that can make all the difference. Contact our Pierre office today by visiting rankygray.com.
At Avera Orthopedics, we're transforming pain into possibility every day. Whether you're chasing a personal best or simply want to enjoy life to the fullest, our specialized care is designed to help you feel better and stronger. We're here for you. No referral needed. Trust Avera Orthopedics to unlock a world of endless possibilities. Visit avera.org/orthopedics and start your journey from pain to possibility today.
Back again to the Watertown Civic Arena. Pregame continues. It's Pierre and Watertown opening the volleyball schedule. I'm Brian Oakland along with Caleb Brozick running camera for Live Ticket. Remember to watch this game as well as hear it with our live video stream from drgnews.com, the River 92.7 page, and also at gogovs.live. And that video stream is up and running as I see now on our drgnews.com website. You can also catch it on your DRG News smartphone app. We've got a new feature during our Governor game broadcast on River 92.7 this season. It is the Right on the Money highlight, a Rounds Financial Services Right on the Money highlight. Be listening for that throughout the game broadcast. Every now and then, whenever somebody makes a sparkling play, we'll rule it as a Rounds Financial Services game highlight. Right on the money. Rounds Financial Services, where your money works for you. Osaic Wealth Member, SIPC. Time for the starting lineups in this one. Our starters are brought to you by Envirotech in Pierre. Let's meet the Watertown Arrows first, the home team on the scoreboard, and of course here at the Watertown Civic Arena. And starting setter will be Kinsey Russell, a 5'6" senior, setting up for hitters, and they'll include Kerrigan Klott, a 5'10" junior, middle and outside. Ellie Thury, a 5'8" senior outside hitter. Reese Munger hits from the middle. She's a 5'11" junior. Siri Bach, a right side, primarily right side hitter, 5'11" and a senior. And Anna Hertz, a 5'7" senior, on the outside as Watertown starts in their rotation with Hertz, Bach, Munger, Thury, Russell, and Klott. The libero will be 5'8" sophomore Ella Olson, and Jordan Remmers should be coming in off the bench for some defense, maybe some specialty setting as well, 5'6". And a junior for the Watertown Arrows, a sixth-place finish at the state tournament from a year ago. Head coach is Rosemary Bellum. She's assisted by Kelly Ketwig, Erica Paulson, Katie Strand, and Kelly McCarty. The starting lineups for Watertown brought to you by Envirotech in Pierre. We'll hear from them, and we'll meet the Pierre Governors for the first time this season, coming back with more starting lineups. This is Governor Volleyball.
Envirotech makes life a little bit simpler. No matter what the circumstances, no matter what is handed to you, Envirotech has you covered. One call is all it takes to have easy setup, easy pickup, and easy payment. Call Envirotech at 224-4804 or use their website to pay your bill online at envirotechwaste.com. Use the mobile app Waste Connect. Check their website or receive a robocall for collection schedule due to weather or holidays. Envirotech has you covered.
Envirotech has you covered with the starting lineup for the Pierre Governors. Going this way, starting at setter, is Molly Olson, a 5'6" junior. And another setter will be Sloan Waldron, the 5'7" senior. Governors are going to employ two setters at a time for most of the season. They'll work with the hitters, including Allie Keys, 5'8" and a junior, along with Alexis Schleckaway. In fact, Schleckaway is more of a defensive specialist, 5'7" and a senior in the back row. Other hitters up front will be sophomore Addison Novotny, who is listed as a middle blocker as opposed to a middle hitter, but Alyssa Lowe, the 6' junior, will be called upon to do a lot of the hitting up front from the middle as well. Molly Olson, Allie Keys, Sloan Waldron, Alexis Schleckaway, Alyssa Lowe, Addison Novotny, the starting lineup. The starting rotation will also see Lola Keenholz, a senior defensive specialist and right side hitter, plus Marina Bushbaum, a right side hitter, 5'9", and a junior. Keenholz, a 5'6" senior, off the bench for the Pierre Governors. The libero will be Hadley Hart, a 5'6" senior who will try to play water bug in that back row and keep things from hitting that floor. For the Pierre Governors, head coach Carrie Wheelhouse begins her second season at the helm. She's assisted by Rachel Arbach, former Governor volleyballer, and Peyton Gall as well. The starting lineups for the Pierre Governors and the Watertown Arrows, sponsored by Envirotech in Pierre. Let us hear from the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Consumer Protection Division. They sponsor our Law on the Court, and we'll meet our game officials when we come back after this important message from your Consumer Protection Division of the State Attorney General's Office.
Text scams continue to rise, and victims who have lost money to these scams continues to increase. Consumers cannot rely on a text message to be truthful. If you receive a message regarding a fine for missing jury duty, your utilities being shut off for non-payment, toll road fines, or you've won a sweepstakes, these are scams designed with an urgency and the need to send money now. Do not respond to these texts, and you should contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986. That's 800-300-1986 for the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division.
Consumer Protection, part of the State Attorney General's office, the law of the land, if you want to call it that, and they sponsor the law on the court tonight. Our game officials, and all we were given were the names of the ladder, or I should say the net officials. The R1 will be Nicole Osborne on the ladder tonight. Eric Gerlach will work the floor as the R2 in front of the scorer's table. Tonight's game officials are Nicole Osborne and Eric Gerlach. They do have line judges contracted to work this match tonight as well. We thank all of our game officials for doing what is very oftentimes a thankless job in officiating high school sports, and again assigned in this one for this opening season opening high school volleyball match. Nicole Osborne and Eric Gerlach at the net, though, our law on the court. Sponsored by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Consumer Protection Division. Well, as the pregame clock winds down here at the Watertown Civic Arena, let's take a look at the volleyball schedule for the Pierre Governors coming up in this season ahead. And obviously, as I say that, I don't have them up in front of me, but I'll have that momentarily. The Governor's schedule beginning here tonight, and then a pair of weekend matches out at Rapid City. It's Stevens on Friday, no coverage on that match, and then Central on Saturday starting at 1 o'clock Central Time. Keep in mind, we'll have that one on the AM side, 1060 AM and 103.1 FM KGFX with Governor Soccer on Saturday here on River 92.7. A week from tonight, the Governors will host the Douglas Patriots. Check it. That is a week from Thursday, September 4th, the Governor home opener as they host Douglas. Then they've got a Saturday matchup at Mitchell, and then the follow-up Governor home dates will be Friday and Saturday, September 12th and 13th. Matchups with Sturgis and Spearfish. No coverage on the Sturgis match, but a Saturday afternoon affair with the Spearfish Spartans on September 13th. Gets tougher from there. The September 16th matchup at Sioux Falls, Washington will be a Tuesday night. They've got a Thursday home match with Sioux Falls Lincoln, a Saturday match on September 20th at T area, and then Brandon Valley at Lennox. That's a new Class A opponent for the Governors this season. That'll be on October 11th. Harrisburg, Yankton, O'Gorman, Aberdeen Central with just one match against the Eagles this year. Brookings and Sioux Falls, there actually is a Huron match that is not listed on that schedule. That'll be coming up throughout the season as well. But 18 of the 20 regular season matchups for the Governors will be on DRG Media Group stations, your official voice of the Pierre Governors. Let's take another 3-minute break, and we'll be serving up the season when we come back. Governor Volleyball on River 92.7, live streaming at drgnews.com.
Fall sports are here, and Beck Motor Company is proud to cheer on our local athletes. Just like teamwork on the field or court, you can count on teamwork at our dealership. Whether you're driving a new Chevy Equinox, a tough Chevy Silverado, or keeping your current ride in top shape with our service department, Beck Motor Company is here for all your automotive needs. Good luck to all our hometown teams this season. From your friends at Beck Motor Company, we're making a great deal better. www.beckmotors.com, 605-224-5912.
Century Business Products is a proud provider of the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to the Pierre School District. Backed by 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color cost? Looking to reduce printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than your local Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is here for you. They make it easy when looking for a new vehicle, getting all available vehicle information so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying your purchase. Shop their extensive inventory from home at CapitalCityFordToyota.com or stop into Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Count on them for all your service needs with convenient scheduling and in-stock parts. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre, 605-224-7378.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to DakotaStormRoofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Superior Concrete is proud to sponsor the Governors this season and just as proud to offer the finest concrete solutions available for commercial and residential applications as well as foundation and flat work. The bottom line, if you need anything done with concrete, we can do it. Superior Concrete. Give us a call today for an estimate or more information. That's Superior Concrete. Find us on Facebook or call the office at 605-494-0102. That's 494-0102. Call today.
Back in Watertown, just about time to serve up the opening match of the season, and our opening serve brought to you by Comtech Communication, Electronics, Sales, and Service on the Lower Truck Bypass in Pierre. Let's hear from them, and it's time to play some volleyball next on River 92.7.
Comtech has your technology solutions. Check out their showroom located right off the truck route on Irwin Street. Come in and see what you've been missing. A large selection of TVs, sound systems, and smart speakers, PCs, desktops, and tablets, home and business security and telecommunication systems. Comtech is your all-in-one solution for any technology needs. Wishing all athletes the best of luck in today's competition. Comtech. Come see what you've been missing.
Governor Volleyball coming your way at River 92.7, DRGnews.com. Once again, good evening. I'm Brian Oakland from the Watertown Civic Arena. Starting the season here tonight, these two teams have begun the last handful of seasons playing each other. A kind of a tune-up before the customary season opening matches against the Rapid City schools, which will be coming up this weekend out in Rapid City. And, of course, the Governors, you look at the competition that they'll face this season. Obviously, the strength of the schedule will be among those metro area schools. They're just continually getting better and better. Governors will try to get their feet wet and start making some things happen early on. The opening serve brought to you by Comtech, put in play by Molly Olson of the Governors, played well by Ella Olson of Watertown. They get a good return off the left side, but a solid dig up by the libero Hadley Hart for the Governors. A tap return, now a tap back for Watertown, and they will score first. This one off of a block touch up and down for, I believe that was number 10, Reese Munger. Already unable to see who got that first kill, but they haven't put, they did put it up. It is number 3, Anna Hertz, the 5'7" senior. Watertown on their first serve, put in play by Kinsey Russell. Now they'll get it back, and a swing from the left side, but good block and dig. Hertz on the swing that time. Now from the back row, an attempt by the Governors, but the block is up front, and that is Reese Munger defensively. So Watertown with the first two. Of course, it's going to be key all season for the Governors to defend against long rallies. And Watertown has those first 2 points. We certainly don't want to get those crooked numbers being scored more at a time. Allie Keys with her first swing is blocked and dug up. Hart with another dig for the Governors. Here's a swing on the right side for the Govs, but there again is the Watertown defense, and Reese Munger with back-to-back ace blocks, and this time defending against the Governor's swing from Alyssa Lowe. Lowe up in the middle. Kinsey Russell with a 3-0 lead. Watertown, they'll angle this one back to the left side. Pierre can only tap back the return. They get a pass here from Ella Olson. Now on the right side, Siri Bach will swing but miss. And that one will fall as an error, and the Governors will have their first point of the night and of the season. One serving three. The Governors on the far end of the floor hitting towards us as we watch the action here. If you're watching this one live on the web, drgnews.com. Sloan Waldron, I take that back, Hadley Hart serving. Munger tries to put one away, but it's dug back to the Arrows by the Governors. Now Pierre has it back, a chance to get set up in system. Not a lot on the swing this time by Keys, a little bit too tall. Pierre back on the defensive mode. Little bump pass up front and a nice angle two-hander. 1, 2, 3. Watertown with some good hustle and a long return on a free ball. Pierre has a chance, but they'll shove it right back. Ranging over there, Ellie Thury from the back row. Now Watertown in the net trying to block. And another error for the Arrows gives the Governors their second straight point. They're back within 1 at 2, serving 3. Green numbers on black uniforms for the Governors on the far end of the floor. And I may struggle with some of those numbers early on until we get more used to, stature and hairstyles in particular. Here's another ace block for the Arrows. This time it is Siri Bach defending against the swing of Allie Keys. So 3 block points for the Arrows along with 1 kill. And they have a 4-2 lead. Hertz rotates. Anna Hertz to serve, goes up the middle, but this time it misses. That stays short and in the net. Watertown with 3 errors in total. 2 on swings, 1 now in serve, and they'll rotate Keys back to serve, but Alley will return the favor. And that one goes a little bit long. 5-3 Watertown. As Keys will check out. And a new back row player in for the Govs. Could be Schleckaway back in there. Now Reese Munger serving near court to far. Watertown in home white with the purple numbers on their backs as well. Up front now, the Governors trying to defend, but rattling the twine. First error for the Governors to help Watertown as Siri Bach was heading up toward the net to try to get a little power tap. The Arrows lead by 3, 6-3, matching their early biggest lead, which started at 3-0 in this opening set. Munger serving, good tracking there by Hadley Hart. Watches it all the way, court awareness, and she lets it go, and it does go wide. Second service miscue here for the Arrows. 6-4, Watertown in front. Governors serving. And that's Olson back to serve. Molly, this one put down by Siri Bach. Coming right back, bumps that spike, and the first kill of the night for Bach, the 5'11 senior. Pierre going to take a timeout early on as they trail 7-4. Maybe just need to set up a little more defense. Timeouts in our broadcast are brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre. Grab a Coke and take a 30-second break. And we expect you right back here as we cover Governor Volleyball, River 92.7.
NickEnergy.com, a proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Watertown Governors playing spunky so far, but Watertown just making a few more plays. Watertown's got a couple of kills, but they've done it defensively with 3 block points as well. And currently they lead 7-4 as they'll have to serve again coming back. Mentioned our game officials tonight. It is Eric Gerlach, the R1, on the ladder, and Nicole Osborne on the floor in front of the scorer's table as our R2. And we've got our first service ace tonight. This is Jordan Remmers for the Arrows off the bench, 5'6" and a junior. And that one down in front of the back row. This one will be played up. In fact, that's Lola Keenholz back there. And this one again, a misplay. as Remmers is 2 for 2 since coming back out of that timeout. 9-4, Watertown building a bit of an early lead back. Up. Keenholz plays this one. It stays in the back row. Good pass up from Hart. Swing out by the Govs, but it's defended well, and this one from the middle will score for the Arrows, and it's Kerrigan Klott, a 5'10 junior, swinging and scoring for the first time. So this now 4 in a row for the Arrows, who lead 10-4. Hart, the libero, middle back, plays this one up. Governors can only push it out, but the Arrows on the run. Good hustle to run it down, however. Keeping it alive was Remmers. And then pushing it back, and now a good angle here for the Governors, and they'll get the tap kill. They pushed from the left side. And this goes to Addison Novotny, the sophomore front liner. Governors with their first kill overall. And a good time for that one. 5 serving 10. Govs trailing by 5. And Pierre far court to near. As Novotny is back to serve, I believe that was. And bump set spike. The Arrows get it up to Ellie Thury, the 5'8 senior. And she'll angle it to the back right and down. Pierre kind of let that one go, maybe thinking it was headed out of bounds, but that wasn't the case. It's a one and done for the Govs. Thury, the younger sister of a standout Watertown Arrow from the last few years, Emery Thury, who is going to begin a career collegiately at St. Cloud State this year. And we wish her the best with the Mavericks. There's a tapper good for Paige Sporer, a senior outside hitter back with the club after a knee injury. Cut her volleyball and basketball seasons short last year. There's a swing and out of bounds. The miss this time for Watertown from the left side. So a point for the Governors as they now have collected a couple in a row. Back within 4 at 7, serving 11. And again, I struggle a little bit with some of the numbers on the front of the Governor jerseys that we're seeing here. But the server here that gets an ace is Alexis Schleckaway, the 5'7 senior. Watertown with a misplay that time. And the Governors try to continue this run going. Back row will play this one up from Schleckaway. Hang time on the left side, but the tapper by Hertz is blocked by Pierre. And back it goes, and then from the middle, a miscommunication for the Arrows. And Rosemary Bellum on her feet give a middle tap kill to Alyssa Lowe, the 6-foot junior. 6-point deficit trimmed to 4 now. 9 serving 11. Another bit of a misplay. It'll be a free ball back on the return here. Chance for the Govs to get in system as Olsen sets up left side. Watertown blocks nicely on Allie Keys and keeps it alive. Keys off the net this time, sets it up in the air, gets it back, palm punches across. Now Watertown will set up. Kinsley Russell looking to dish, and a swinging kill is good here for Anna Hertz on the left side. That was a good volley. Both teams playing well that time. And it is Watertown taking side out back. Good run for the Governors. See if they can get it right back here. Schleckaway plays up the Watertown serve. There's a swing. Ooh, Watertown. It is Pierre in the net defending against the swing. Hertz with a big swing there, but it was Pierre who brought it down from the other side, according to Nicole Osborne on the floor. 13-9 our score. Set number 1. First match of the season. Another block for the Arrows here. Is that Reese Munger? Yes, it is, as she's got 3 solo blocks already here in game number 1. That's 4 on the match in this first set for Watertown. Ella Olsen serving. And Pierre coming back in system, but Keys is dug out by Olsen. Pierre going there, Watertown going the other way. This one with the string pulled a little bit, and it is Hertz with her 3rd kill of the set. Watertown with a 6-3 advantage in the kill column, and that 6-point lead is replenished at 15-9, but Ella Olsen will send this one a little bit long. 10 serving 15. Sloan Waldron's turn to come on to serve. 5'7" senior. Players with experience from a year ago. Not many for the Governors, but Waldron is one of them. And a kill here on the return. It might have been a kill on the return, but Pierre tried to block it and missed it, so that might go to Jordan Rimmers. Watertown had a block presence there anyway, which I believe came from Anna Hertz. Here's a cross-court shot, and that is good for Hertz. Watertown continuing to score in a number of ways. And now 16-11 as we continue along. Actually, that last one was a point to the Governors. So there was a block point for Pierre. Watertown tried to block it back, but it ended up on the arrow side of the floor. Swing off the 10-foot line. Siri Bach is denied. Pierre with a good shot from Keys, but a good dig down that right sideline for the Arrows. Our right sideline. Pierre has the free ball at back. Russell leaves it here for Munger. That one hung on the net for a bit, and this will be a point to the Governors. It turns into a 4-hit violation. The swing by Munger stayed in the net, and it came back on the Watertown side, so that'll be a hitting error. They're fourth. And a one-and-done error for the Arrows, but Pierre will give it right back as they'll serve long. And miss that time, I believe, for Allie Keys, which would be her second. And again, I could be missing some of these numbers. I can't see them very clearly from where I'm at. I've got a new prescription with the eyes since last season. And who was this? This time for Watertown. They'll come back and get one. That could be Siri Bach, or I believe it was announced as Reese Munger, who's having a big first set. Her first kill, but 3 defensive points as well. 18-12 Arrows. Keys swings, and here's another one. Munger is always in the way. At 5'11" and a junior, the Governors are going to take a timeout. See how they can keep things away from Reese Munger up front. The Arrows lead 19-12 here in set number 1. Another 30-second timeout that is brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre. We'll be back with more Pierre Governor Volleyball.
Career? Tide Machinery's Service Technician Apprenticeship Program is designed for anyone wishing to become a diesel mechanic working on Case IH equipment through full-time, on-the-job training. Enjoy hands-on work experience, learn from factory-trained service experts, and apply your knowledge from school directly to your work with this unique program opportunity. Become a titan in the industry and grow with a dealership that invests in you at Tide Machinery, Highmore, Miller, and Pierre, your local Case IH dealer. Visit TitanMachinery.com/careers to learn more.
Do you have a pest problem? Back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Hanging with the Watertown Arrows so far, but trying to slow the roll a little bit here. They've used their second and final timeout here in our opening set as we race to 25. Rally scoring where every serve results in a point for one of our two teams. Brian Oakland, glad to have you back. As we pass the top of the hour here, Governor Volleyball and your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7, it's KGFX FM, a member of DRG Media Group. Good adjustment here. The Governors will get a tapper to crawl over the net, and it'll fall its way down for Addison Novotny. Second kill for Addie, and the side out comes back to the Governors, who trail by 6 at 13-19, and now we've got a whistle on the serve, and I believe a rotation violation of some sort. I didn't really see what was going on there. For the Watertown side, it goes to a point for, well, I think that's a reserve. Some cases, not every serve results in a point. Here's a flat-footed send across at Watertown, scrambling to keep alive. Now a left-handed swing, and this is good for the Governor right side. Left-hander Marina Bushbaum, a 5'9 junior off the Watertown block. Good system that time for the Governors, and why don't we call that our first right on the money highlight, a Rounds Financial Services right on the money highlight. Rounds Financial Services in Pierre. Governors hanging tough, but still trailing by 5. 14-19, redirect from the middle for Novotny. It's dug back, and the Governors not able to make a play. Kenzie Russell, quick hands, got low toward the floor and sent it right back across. It could have set the Governors up with a golden opportunity, but I think they were a little bit taken aback by the fact that Russell was able to keep that one off the floor. Side out back to the home team, and it's 20 serving 14. Good play for Russell there, after I thought Novotny did a good job with court awareness on that redirect from the middle, but the Governors get a soft point back themselves. And Alyssa Lowe gets one off the block and down. The Arrows a little flat-footed on that attempt. 15 serving 20. Watertown with 5 to go, looking to claim game number 1. The Governors have 10 to go, but trying to keep some momentum coming on their side. Good timing on the swing by Bach, but the Governors defended it well. However, as Watertown has it back, they'll send it out to the left side, and Ellie 3 will collect her second kill, 5-8, the senior. 21-15, Arrows back up by 6. And the server will be Jordan Remmers, who had a couple of aces on her first trip in serve earlier on in this set. Tap at the net attempted, but it's blocked right back, and this is Kerrigan Klott getting in the block party. 6 ace blocks for the Arrows now, 4 of which have come from Reese Munger, but that's your domination stat of the game so far. Here's another one as the serve is returned right back. It's not a block, it's a two-hand tap kill for Thury. And she'll collect her third. The Governors out of timeouts, and they trail 23-15. They'll get the serve back here as Remmers leaves this one in serve. So the Governors will fight to stay alive. 16 serving 23. Serve coming from the far end. Novotny sends it far to near. Played up by Ella Olson. Right against the antenna, left side swing by Thury, but it's defended by the Govs. They can only push it away, however. And line drive set this time. And the swinging kill goes to Kerrigan Klott as the Governors block it straight down on the Pierce side. That'll make it 24-16, and it is game point for the Arrows. We're in the first as we play to 25. Second touch over by the Pierce setter this time, and the tapper for Hertz is over the Governor front line, and that'll find its way down on the left sideline. Game 1 is in the books. And on your Gales Gas Service scoreboard, the Watertown Arrows strike first with a 25-16 victory in that first set, the 9-point win. Scoreboard brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. So Watertown up a set, and we'll pause for 90 seconds and come back for game number 2. We'll continue to bring you more. Pierre Governor Volleyball, your official voice of the Governors. River 92.7, drgnews.com. Let's make this a 2-minute timeout. And Governor Volleyball coming right back.
Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Wow, Bill, you're walking so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
That moment when you realize your furnace is stone cold busted. We're talking a real put on every sweater you own, I can't feel my feet, penguin predicament. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local heating experts at Pites Service Experts keep you warm with $50 off any furnace repair.
Like it toasty? There's an expert for that.
Call Pites Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
For over 70 years.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
In the first set, 25-16 overall. Offensively, Watertown in the kill column outscores the Governors 14-6 unofficially, but more impressively, I think, is that block of the Arrows with 6 block points. The Governors did not register any. Reese Munger with 4 of those blocks. Anna Hertz, by the way, did lead with 5 kills. Ellie Thury had 3 in that first set. The Governors get 2 from Alyssa Lowe and Addison Novotny each, but just 6 overall. 1 ace for the Govs, 2 for Watertown. Governors only committed a couple of errors on the floor, but all in all, Watertown just a little more offense than the Governors as they have a 1-0 lead. We'll go to game number 2. The Arrows will have the Comtech opening serve, and Kinsey Russell will do the honors, the 5'6" senior setter, and she'll go right up the middle. On the first one, Pierre free balls it back. It's blocked immediately, but then Pierre returns also immediately. Here's a hook on the swing from the left side. That one out of bounds up our left sideline from our vantage point. A rare miss for Anna Hertz, and Pierre strikes first in game number 2 as they get the rally point here. 6th error overall for Watertown, 5 of those in that first set. Allie Keys will serve first for Pierre. I believe that was. Here's a block for the Governors this time, and a good job defensively for Alyssa Lowe. May have had a little help up on the Governor right side. This is Sloan Waldron, not Keys, serving. Good hot shot. That's what I remember from Waldron last year. She does bring the heat. When she's serving, and aggressive serving has to be a big key to success for the Governors. But this is a good return back, and angling from the middle is Reese Munger. And she'll score her second kill. 2-1. Govs lead early in the second set. They'll try to tie this thing up as Watertown won the first one, 25-16. 10-foot line attack this time for Siri Bach, but the Govs defend that. Set goes wide, but a good adjustment. The Governors tap it back, and Watertown will swing here on the left, and the Governors will block it back and out of bounds. That will go to Ellie Thury. So the first 2 to the Govs in the second, but Watertown is countered, and it ties. They tie it 2-2. Here with a couple of bumps, no system. Free ball is back. And Bach on the move will power tap over the net. That ricocheted to the Gov right side. And Waldron can only bump it, but it comes back under the net. So Siri Bach with her second of the evening. Watertown takes that lead, 3-2. Second set. Good pass this time, good system. The Govs will swing off of the middle, but Low is denied. Dug out. Watertown cross court this time without a Governor touch, and that one is wide on a miss. Out of bounds. Now 3-3 in the second. Governor Libero checks in, and this is Hadley Hart who will serve. Coming out of there, Alyssa Lowe rotating out of the front line. Another ace block for the Govs as they step things up a little bit here. And this is number 15, and that is Marina Bushbaum. Defense can certainly change momentum, and if the Governors get more of those, that'll help their cause. Another right on the money highlight brought to you by Rounds Financial Services of Pierre. On the move here, Tapper softly across from the Govs. Watertown in system this time, and that will work to their advantage. Swing by Thury once again, who takes over the team, ties with Anna Hertz with the team lead at 5 kills. Governors had taken the lead back at 4-3 briefly, but now 4-4 tie. Reese Munger checks out at the front row. And the libero, Ella Olson, on in her place. And she is the server here. Little tap kill. Russell got one up in the air and just a fingertip on it, but Kerrigan Klott is able to put it over and down out of the diving Governor back line. 5-4 here. Hart will take the return of serve this time. Governors from the right side, just a little bit long. The miss here by Paige Sporer. You still love to see the system, and obviously the Govs, they've got to get up on top of these attacks, but Sporer will let this one go. Good idea. Olsen serves long, and the Governors will get that serve back. They do trail now, 5-6. And this will be Alexis Schleckaway, or Lexi, as we can call her, the 5'7" senior. She uses the left side of that Governor's service line, coming back toward us. There is Hart to defend. On the dig to deny Siri Bach. Free ball out again by Keys and the Govs. Pierre gets a good block on this hot shot from the left side, but a loose ball up front. And Bushbaum couldn't reach it. Siri Bach, I believe, did from that Watertown left side. That's Bach coming out. Not sure who they put that up on the board for, but I'll go with Siri Bach, which would be her third. 7-5. Watertown, Pierre in system, but a hot shot swing. Keys will miss just long. And a first error of the second set on the floor for the Governors, or in the air in this case. Just their third of the match so far. Jordan Remmers serving. Had a good angle up the sideline this time. Couple of touches by Watertown. Somehow they kept it off the floor. Pierre gets another shot off the net a bit. Keys couldn't get much on it. Now another power tap from the middle that goes for Klott. Watertown will score again, and they open up a 9-5 advantage here in game number 2. I'll be honest, I think the Governors are playing a pretty good second set so far. I think they've had a little more life in this second set than their first. We've seen a couple of defensive blocks as Hertz helps the Governor cause with a long serve missing. Now 6 serving 9. See if the Governors can try to build a little bit of momentum here. Molly Olson back on to serve. Serve returned right back to the net. Keys couldn't put it away as that one hung on the net. Watertown got the advantage of that, but the Governors had it, and now on a dig attempt up front, this will be a tap kill off the net for Pierre and Addison Novotny, her third of the day. The dive by Jordan Remmers took her across the center line under the net, and that's why Pierre will get the point. 7 serving 9, Olsen brings it again. On the move outside, this one is on that back end line, good for Kerrigan Klott. The first time we've seen the slide play here from either team, and Watertown makes it work. If you can see, if you're watching on GoGovs.live or DRGnews.com, you can see the floor lines are purple. On that far end, there is a white line that is a little deceiving. It's a cross-court volleyball line, a cross-court volleyball sideline. It's easy to think that that's the end line, but that's not the case. There's a purple line beyond that. By the way, an ace just recorded for Watertown, and that one goes to Ellie Thury. Her first of the night. Watertown's third. They lead 11-7. Pierre softly returned, but they do get a block here on the left side, denying Anna Hertz. Watertown will free ball it back. Here's a chance for Olsen to set up on the right side. And nothing doing here for the Governors, and now it is Waldron defending, and this one pulls down the net just a bit. A net error for the Governors, and it'll be a point to the Arrows. 12-7. Second set. Watertown won the first one, 25-16. And it's Thury serving again, and this one misplayed by Hadley Hart, and the Governors reeling just a bit. Watching Carrie Wheelhouse, she'll let him play one more time at least. Thury with her second ace of this second game. 13, serving 7. And another one, and that's going to be a lift on the second touch. That one just had the bottom fall right out in front of Lola Keenels in the back row. And here comes that timeout. 3 aces for Thury in this service run, which right now is running on 5 straight. We'll take a timeout. A Coca-Cola breaking the action, sponsored by Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre. It's 14-7 Arrows leading game number 2, and we'll be back with more Pierre Governor Volleyball.
Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitts Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Down at the Civic Arena, there is other volleyball going on DRG Media Group stations in Chamberlain, where Stanley County will play the Cubs tonight. That'll be on 94.5 KPLO, which can also be heard at 100.5 FM in Pierre and Fort Pierce. Schedule that one at about 7:30 with the opening serve, maybe 7:45. Darren Boyle will call that one to open the sports season on KPLO as well. Out of the break, the Governors try 1, 2, 3, but they'll miss short and in the net. A serve return error for Pierre, and they trail by 8 now, 15-7. We're in the second game. Ellie Thury continues in serve. Hart plays this one up into the air. Here's Bushbaum trying to backhand one. That does crawl across. Watertown shoves it back, but Hart runs one down in the corner. Now cross-court effort here for Pierre, and that scores. That is Sloan Waldron taking a swipe. And Waldron's first kill of the evening. Side out, I would say much needed for the Governors as they ran off, the Arrows did, 6 in a row in that service rally. Back at it with an 8-serving 15 situation. Allie Novotny serving for Pierce. Slide out to Klott for the second time, and they're 2 for 2 on that play. This one through the block and down to the ladder on our right side as Allie Keys tried to get the block. Klott with 4 kills in this set, 6 on the night overall. And now Pierre with a line drive set up outside to their left side, but this one missed by Lowe as that one hooks out of bounds. Pierre had 2 hitting errors in the first set. They've got 4 so far here in the second. 17-8 Arrows. Return of serve back to the net, but with the dig and the return back. And now Watertown will go down that vacant sideline, left side. The left corner opened up, and Anna Hertz, who had a great first set with 5 kills, finally gets her first here in the second. Watertown to serve it again with an 18-8 advantage. First time they've had a 10-point lead. Here with some scrambling, and they get one across, and this one is down in front of Kerrigan Klott. In the middle of the Watertown side, that'll be a point for Alyssa Lowe. So it's 18-9, and Pierre again will try to cut into that deficit. Somehow, some way, trying to put some things together. Good block up there by Lowe, but the back row slow to respond, and Hertz will score again. 19-9. Yes, it was a bit of a problem last year for the Governors. They gave up a lot of big runs. It's not a team that is going to overpower a lot of teams. They're not typically going to score a lot of points in bunches. unless they really get some good system going. But again, they're not going to overpower teams offensively. Here's a good block, but it's straight down on the Pierce side, and Hertz will score again. At first glance, I thought that one came down on the Watertown side, but that wasn't the case, and the Arrows lead 20-9. We'll talk more about the offensive what-ifs for the Governors here is on the Governor left side. The swing will score for Paige Sporer. And that one down the sideline out of the reach of, I believe, Russell. In the back line, 20-10. Coach Kerry Wheelhouse about that point told me that they don't have a lot of people who really have good vertical leaping ability. Their vertical statistics are not going to out-jump. They're not going to out-jump very many teams this season. Here's Bushbaum, though, with a hang time tap kill. And Pierre has 2 in a row. So Pierre has to be creative a lot of times in plays just like that one, which we just saw. Line drive set and the put away, and now a service ace there. That is one way Pierre can always score, by serving aggressively, and Sloan Waldron has a very aggressive serve. It's the first ace of the set for the Pierre, and their second overall. 20-12, they trail by 8. Second set, Watertown won the first one by 9. Waldron tries to angle to the left side this time, but she'll give one back as that one stays in the net. So 3 in a row for Pierre comes to an end. Now 4 to go for the Arrows here in the second set. Hertz serves, and she'll return the favor. And she tried also to go from right to left, but like Waldron, Waldron missed short and in the net. Hertz got this one over, but hooked it too far wide. Now Hadley Hart serving, played up by Olson. It's Munger setting back to the middle. The swing denied by the Governors, and another block. Good job up front for Pierre, but Watertown still with it. Now Siri Bach will miss. That's what you can do if you're the Governors. Just try to get up there, get a good block. Even if you don't get opportunities yourself, that defense, in this case, contributing maybe to a little frustration, or Watertown got a little more out of rhythm that time, and it's a point to Pierre, and now a Hadley Hart service ace. As Olson misplayed that one, she sent a teammate running. Hertz unable to run it down beyond the end line. Down below us here, 21-15. The lead back to 6 for Watertown as Pierre has scored 3 in a row, looking for more, but Watertown has other ideas. Bump set, spike. One didn't have a lot on it, but Ellie Thury good enough to get it down in the Governor campfire. Keep tabs on some other scores of matches that are going on if we get an opportunity here. Served by Olson for Watertown is too long. And that is 4 service errors for the Arrows here in this second game. This match still in doubt, or this set. Watertown certainly with the advantage. Just 3 to go. Here's another good serve. Well placed this time as Ella Olson tried to dive to keep it off the floor, but she hit it to the scorer's table. That's Lexi Schleck away. The senior with her second ace of the night. Pierre is back within 5 at 17, serving 22. Schleck tries to go short again, but it's too short this time, staying in the net. 23-17. Jordan Remmers checks in for Watertown. Out goes Bach. Remmers has served well so far tonight. She'll go up the middle here. To the knees goes Molly Olson to play it up. That's not Olson, actually, but tip her across from Russell. Now the return by Hadley Hart in scramble mode. Here's one off the block, and that'll score for the Arrows to give them game point as Ellie Thury continues a big second game. 7 points, or 7 kills for Thury on the night. Set point here. 24-17. That'll have to wait as Remmers leaves this one low and in the net. So Pierre will continue to battle. Now Molly Olson checking in. The Sporer is out. Olsen gets this one across. Remmers will play it up. Kinsey Russell and the straight down swinging kill for Kerrigan Klott, who had a big second set. That's the final points for Watertown here in game number 2. And on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, it's the Arrows 25 and the Governors 18. Watertown leads 2-0. Your scoreboard sponsored by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Pause for 2 minutes, and we'll go to the third set when we continue with more Pierre Governor Volleyball and your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierre, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
DRG Media Group Sports is the official voice of the Pierre Governors.
Our hash mark over the middle and wide open at the 30-yard line. Carter shuffle by and touchdown. Here's Olsen, plenty of time, 3 seconds, gets to shoot, and it's good for 3.
From football, volleyball, and soccer to basketball, wrestling, and softball, follow the Pierre Governors on the official voice of the Govs, River 92.7, and also on the River 92.7 page of the DRG News smartphone app and drgnews.com.
Briggs Trucking and Construction in Fort Pierre provides quality freight transportation services, cargo hauling, excavation, and demolition services. They also specialize in dirt and gravel work for everything from commercial work to new construction. Briggs Trucking and Construction will haul everything from light poles to farm and agricultural supplies. The bigger the job or the bigger the load, the better, as that is where their expertise really shines. Contact Briggs Trucking and Construction at 605-280-2848 or email them at cbriggs25@pi.midco.net to visit about your next project.
Graham Tire of Pierre is your premier hometown shop, specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of
back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union press box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Right one.
Welcome back to Watertown, where the Arrows have a 2-0 lead on the Pierre Governors, 25-16, 25-18. At the beginning of that break in between sets, we heard from Wealth Partners, Ameriprise Financial. You find them on East Sioux Avenue in the Capitol Creek Center Plaza. They sponsor Halftime, River 92.7 Pierre Governor broadcast, so this would be considered halfway between our match, as Watertown has the 2-0 lead, again sponsored by Wealth Partners, Ameriprise Financial in Pierre. Arrows again offensively dominating that second set, 15-5 in the kill column, the advantage over the Governors, but Watertown, who had 6 block points in that first set, did not register any in the second. The Governors did a better job there. They get a couple of block points too. Pierre had 3 service aces, but so did the Arrows. The Governors had 4 hitting errors. I mean, again, a lot of good things for Pierre, but again, it's just not there offensively. And those 15 kills for Watertown, able to get in system a little bit more, able to get the bounces off of the Governor blocks in particular. That is the primary reason they win that one, 25-18. Molly Olsen to start. The Comtech opening serve here. Game number 3. The Governors will try to fight to stay alive as long as they can. And Pierre is in the net. There were 2 players going for a loose ball in Lowe and Sporer, I believe it is. And one of them hauled down the net, and a net error called. The Governors will give up that first point to Watertown here in game number 3. Aggressive is good, but communication is going to be a work in progress early on for the Governors. That might have contributed that time. Now, Reese Munger starts up with a block point here in the third set, and that'll be her 5th of the night. 5'11" junior having an evening so far, especially on the defensive side of things. And Kinsey Russell sends a line drive across. The set attempt by Hadley Hart Sees that one go right through her hands, and Russell will pick up a service ace, her first of the night. That's 6 overall for Watertown. 3-0 to start, but Russell goes to meek and mild on this next one, so the Governors are on the board. That one in the net. One serving 3. And this will be Hadley Hart to serve coming back. Governors started the first set with Molly Olson in serve, and this third one as well. That second set, when they didn't have that first serve overall, they had Sloan Waldron in serve to open. Siri Bach from the right side will swing and score. A one and done for the Govs this time, 4-1 Watertown. They're looking for a 3-game sweep to open the season. There's a good swing for Sporer on the left side, but Watertown will dig it back up, and they work it up on the left side, and once again, right down the alleyway, Ellie Thury. Thury, 5'8" and a senior. I'll be honest, she doesn't hit it like Sister Emery did, but she certainly has found the open lanes here. Consistent player throughout the night for the Arrows, and we got another net violation here for the Governors. Govs are scrambling a bit early on here in this third set. They're getting a little bit out of position, and again, that has to do with A, communication on their own side, but B, you got to give credit to Watertown for sending the Governors in places that they really don't expect themselves to be or want to be, I guess, is if things were to go their way. Now in system, but a hard line drive set, and Sporer can only put it back across. Here's a block, but it's down, and the kill is good for Watertown, and once again, it is Ellie Thury. 3 for Watertown, then a side out for the Governors. Now 4 in a row coming back for Watertown. Allie Key is going to check out of the back row for the Governors. And a new player is in. Watertown goes right after her. Trying to figure out who that is, but here's a miss up front at the net by Addison Novotny, and a pretty good time for the Governors to take a Coca-Cola timeout here. Third set, Watertown has scored 8 of the first 9 as they try for the sweep. Here's got to stop the bleeding, and that's the reason for this break in the action. 8-1. Watertown leads. A 30-second break from Coca-Cola Bottling and Pierre. We're coming right back with more Pierre Governor Volleyball.
Tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at GrahamTire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and surrounding communities' local activities.
Buying or selling a home is a big decision. You need an expert who knows the market and gets results. Scott Darnall at Lee Real Estate in Pierre brings experience, local knowledge, and a no-nonsense approach to help you navigate every step. Whether you're looking for the perfect home or the best offer, Scott is committed to making the process smooth and stress-free. Ready to make your next move? Call Scott Darnall at 605-220-2676. Lee Real Estate, Meredith Lee, broker, owner. Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Properties, Coca-Cola Bottling, and Comtech, not to mention Delta Dental and more Pierre Sports Marketing Partners. Governor's not in rotation as we get back at it, and an error to start. Adding to the Watertown advantage, they lead 9-1. Here's a net serve, just barely across for Anna Hertz. And the Governors unable to do anything with that one. That was just the luck of the roll for Watertown in getting that point, and a 10-1 lead. Pierre in system this time, but this will be called as a lift by Eric Gerlach right there on the ladder. It happened right in front of him, and I think he got a call right here. Novotny did just had the open hand, or what you might call more of a catch and throw, as I like to put it. 11-1 Watertown. Pierre free balls the next serve back. Munger touches one across. Now a chance for Watertown. They will defend off the block. Good job defensively there. And Pierre will get the point this time. left side. It goes to Paige Sporer. The senior, good to have her back on the court. Once again, a volleyball and basketball player, but unable to play anything last year due to a torn ACL. That ends an 8-point rally by Watertown. An 11-1 lead now becomes 2, serving 11. Governors have Schleckaway in to serve, far court to near. Watertown with a back set by Russell, but that one just out of the reach. Timing not quite there for Munger. And that will give the point to Pierre. Error for the Arrows. They only had 3 in the second set. That is their 9th on the floor overall. Schleckaway again from the left side of the service line. Watertown this time, and now it's the Arrows who are in the net. So instead of a swinging kill for Siri Bach, Watertown gives another one up. 4 serving 11. Another serve. Solid one this time for Schleckaway. Here's a adjust by Reese Munger. And now Bach will get up there and deny the Governor's swing. Allie Keys, she's had a tough night. I was going to mention earlier experience from a season ago. Keys had a few matches worth and really got some nice points last year, but she has been somewhat neutralized here tonight. I gave that one as a kill. I got to go defensive point that time for Siri Bach. 12-4 Watertown. After the Govs did run off 3 in a row, trying to keep pace here. And a swinging kill this time for Thury. Hart was there ready to dig, but Keys dove in front of her and tried to make a good play. Thury once again scoring this time. I've got her with 10 on the match. They actually have her with 9. That might have been Reese Munger scoring that one, but here's Marina Bushbaum. Half-hearted swing that time. Watertown able to defend, and Bach will get one across. Governors were there with the block, but Keys, who had it, it came right down to her midsection, tried to keep it up into play, but hit it into the net, and then there was no second touch for the Governors, so Bach will score again. She has 5. 14-4 now. Another 3 in a row here for the Arrows. A back row attack coming for the Governors here, and Kerrigan Klott stands in the way once again. Well, more appropriately, leaps in the way rather than stands in the way. 15-4 Arrows, and Munger continues to serve. Hart gets underneath this one. Governors had to run that one down, free-balled it back. Here's a punch, but in the net it goes this time for Watertown. And Pierre will take side out back. Trailing by 10 here, 15-5, as Molly Olson will come in. And she'll be the server. Bushbaum is out this time for the Govs. Olson goes up the right side, our left side, as Watertown plays it over to their right. Bach with a good swing. The Governors dig it up. Now the Arrows will try again. Tapped at the net, blocked right there, and a nice job by Novotny. Sharp angle, Watertown gets it across. Free ball, chance for the Govs in system. Waldron hesitates, got up, swung it across. Watertown defended it, and now Watertown uses the net, and Thury will get this one to ricochet down on the front line of the Governors in the middle. Another fortunate bounce for the home team. And Pierre can only muster 1 in that service run. Just the side out point. Here's Jordan Remmers off the bench to serve it again. Pierre will play it up, and from the back row, a good swing, but it just misses. Out of bounds to the left. Lexi Schleckaway that time. Pierre trying to stay aggressive and, again, creative. That's how they're going to have to score a lot this year. You've got to try things like that, but just didn't work out. Now Pierre off the 10-foot line, left side. Waldron unable to get this one clear. So Watertown in cruise control right now, 18-5, and the Governors have been helping their cause more in this set than in either of the other two. Another free ball back. Watertown in system. Cross court set. The Governors will dig it out. Molly Olson got to the floor. Nope, Schleckaway did. Here asking for a tip, but the power tap goes long from the middle. The miss there for Novotny. Another hitting error and another point to the Arrows. 19-5. Keys couldn't get anything on this one. Here comes Klott on that slide out to the right. Kerrigan Klott with 9 kills. I always like that play. The slide, back set out. Somebody's coming around, running a good route. In this case, Klott has scored 3 of her 9 kills with that slide play. Here's another Governor pass. It's just not getting to the net. And Carrie Wheelhouse will send in a substitution. Olson will come out. And Hannah Eads, a sophomore middle, will check in. Actually, Hannah, the daughter of head coach Carrie Wheelhouse. Nope, that's not Hannah. It's 24 instead of 14. Faith Baumberger, the junior transfer from Miller. She's coming from a great volleyball program. Watertown with a miss, updating the score, 21-6. Miller's a team I've seen an awful lot over the years. We cover them quite a bit on KPLO-FM. Program run by a dear friend of mine. And Linda DeBoer. Faith Baumberger coming from Miller. Still wearing green, though. Watertown, by the way, gets a right side kill. I believe that was Klott. They lead 22-6. It's T-3 and counting to a 3-set sweep as the Governors is trying to make plays wherever they can. Here with an opportunity, but missed by Keys. And again, it's just adjustments here and unable to make that adjustment. Maybe the pass wasn't quite there. That might have been Baumberger's first try to set one up. 23-6. Watertown will continue. 3 across. Good serve, but it's returned back to the Arrows, and the second touch is over. Russell tried to help it out. Didn't really need to. I think that's Jordan Remmers. Oh, they give Kinsey Russell the touch on that one. Now we're at match point for Watertown. 24 serving 6. And, of course, Watertown's been running a bunch off. Watertown at the net, across and down, and that'll do it. Anna Hertz, who had a big start in this match, gets the final say. Watertown cruises to victory in the 3rd set, and they'll defeat the Pierre Governors in straight sets here on opening night of the high school volleyball season. 25-6 the score in that 3rd game. A 3-set sweep goes to the home team. The Watertown Arrows defeating Pierre overall 25-16, 25-18, and 25-6 as the Arrows start 1-0. The Governors are 0-1. Your final score on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Real quickly, I want to run down more Pierre Sports Marketing partners helping out. They include First Dakota National Bank, Floss Dentistry, Guadalajara Mexican Restaurant, Iceberg Funeral Home, Maher Law Office, Midco, Olinger Law Firm, Pierre Chamber of Commerce, and the Pierre Dental Clinic, Pitts Design and Build, Red Rosa, the South Dakota National Guard, Wagner Auto, Stulkin Peterson, Lingo Walti Jones LLP, and us, James River Broadcasting and DRG Media Group, your official voice for Pierre Governor Athletics. Tonight, Watertown dominates as they win this one in 3 straight. Again, 16, 18, and 6, the totals for the Governors in those 3 sets. Let's take a 3-minute break, and we'll come back and we'll get into our Family Dental postgame. Family Dental has offices in Pierre and Gettysburg, and they sponsor the postgame, which will give you the recap, conversation with the head coach. We've got big plays of the game and your player of the game all coming up in our Family Dental post-game next. This is Governor Volleyball. Your official voice of the Pierre Governors is River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.
The team at Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg are devoted to spending time with each patient to answer all questions and address any concerns that arise. Family Dental wants all their current and future patients to feel welcome and comfortable and to have the healthiest, best-looking smile possible. They can take care of all your family's dental needs with cleanings, checkups, same-day crowns, and many other dental services. Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg, caring for all your family's dental needs. Call Family Dental at 224-7774 today.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it to replay this game. See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota High School sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
The Ramkota Hotel is thrilled to introduce the Riparian Pub and Cafe. Lunchtime just got delicious with their lunch buffet featuring a fresh salad bar, homemade soup of the day, and a daily hot entree served from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. Whether it's a quick bite or a leisurely lunch, the Riparian Lunch Buffet is for you. Fresh flavors, great variety, and a whole new vibe. The Riparian Pub and Cafe, where great food brings people together.
Tokyo Japanese Cuisine, conveniently located in the Northridge Plaza, prepares authentic Japanese fare, including hibachi and delicious sushi. They're a great choice for eat-in or takeout in the Pierre area. Tokyo Japanese Cuisine, they're known for their variety in taste and high-quality fresh ingredients. So experience the friendly atmosphere and excellent service. Open at 11 a.m. Monday through Saturday, noon on Sundays, and for carry-out orders, call 605-494-3388.
When you need building supplies, there's no need to go anywhere except to Bauman Lumber in Fort Pierre. Bauman Lumber is locally owned and offers quality products, expert advice, free estimates, and free local delivery for large or small projects. Whether it's a home improvement project, remodel job, or all new construction, they even welcome special orders. Quality building materials and affordable prices for residential or commercial projects can be found at Bauman Lumber, 1223 Sale Barn Road, Fort Pierre, or call 223-9762.
Welcome back to the Watertown Civic Arena. High school sports is underway once again. That's the good news, but it was a rough start for the Pierre Governors against a real good team and a very good program, a very good head coach for these Watertown Arrows. They've been really good for a long time, and they have a lot of turnover this season, replacing a great setter, an outstanding all-state hitter of the last 3 years, and also their libero of a couple of years, the last couple of years as well. But they still look like they're off to a pretty good start here. Of course, the Governors will be a work in progress this season. The youth and the inexperience that they have, it'll come, but that chemistry is going to wait for at least another night, as Watertown just the better team here in this one. 25-16, 25-18, and 25-6. Obviously, that third set got away from Pierre a little too much. Welcome to our Family Dental postgame. I'm Brian Oakland, and the Arrows got off with the first 3 points of the night. Governors countered with a couple, and still all night long, and it started very early on. Watertown was scoring by way, in particular, of the block point. Reese Munger had 4 blocks, ace blocks in that first set, and I think they set the tone very early on with the defense. And the Governors, when they get in system, the hard part is getting it past that block, and then the even harder part is getting it to hit the floor as well. And Watertown's back row responded quite well this evening And again, it was the defense for Watertown that set the tone. But once they were able to get things going on offense, they did a good job there as well, setting up for 14 kills in the first set, 15 in the second. They get 9 in the third. Not as many in the third, but Pierre's error numbers climbed to 9 themselves in that third set. The Governors tried to keep pace. They were within 2 at 6-4 in that first set, but and then 2 again at 11-9. But then Watertown scored 4 in a row to open up a 6-point lead at 15-9, and the Governors got no closer than 5 after that at 20-15. The Arrows won at 25-16. Pierre had an early couple of leads, but 4-3 in that second set. Watertown got 3 in a row. The Governors kept pace within 9-7, but a 6-point rally made it 15-7, and then Watertown was able to go from there. They upped it to a 9-point lead at 21-12. Pierre did get back within 5 again at 22-17, but 2 of the last 3 go to Watertown for a 25-18 victory in the second set, and then 3 in a row in the first to start the third set. And then a side out for the Governors, and then 8 in a row scored, making it 11-1 in that third set. So from there, it was all Watertown, and the Governors unable to muster much offense in that third set. Of course, more blocking and just more scoring, and then the Governors got a little frustration, I think, set in as well early on. Things just didn't go their way. Enough said about that. It was 25-6. Watertown wins it in 3 straight. And Kerry Wheelhouse has joined us here in our Family Dental postgame to talk about it. And, Coach, of course, we knew it would be difficult. Watertown's got a great thing going. Once again, even though they've got some turnover, but they have people who know what they're doing and coming and filling the shoes of those that were left, who left the program a year ago. A little bit of youth and inexperience, but that we see that on both sides, and they really, I mentioned it a little bit ago in the recap, but they just set the tone with their defense, that block from Reese Munger and others early on, and how did the girls respond to that when that block was just so ever-present very early in this match?
Yeah, we right away talked about it, that we can't be afraid of that block. We've just got to figure out to go around it or where they're not going to be at or use it. Paige used it a couple times where she threw something off of it, or we just got to learn that if they've got a big block, we've got to use it to our advantage, whether we recycle off of it, hit their hands, get it moving. But Paige did a good job up there reading it, but then we've got our block getting going, and then we've started to find some of those spots where they weren't going to be at, and I thought we did a pretty good job of finding those spots. We just got to get our offense a little quicker.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of getting things set up, and I had mentioned it's hard to get through the block. It's even harder to get them to hit the floor. You'd mentioned, the lack of leaping ability, which we touched on through the broadcast at a time or two, and it's going to be difficult. We know that. You know that. The players know that as well. But I think I saw a little bit of a spark when you played that second set. You lose 25-16, but then coming back, I think the rotation was set up a little bit different to begin, and you didn't get any of those block points from Watertown. You got a couple of yourselves, and maybe that was something that at least a bright spot for tonight.
Yeah, a super bright spot. And you look at our starting rotation, we only had 3 girls out on the court in our starting rotation that got a lot of playing time last year.
Yep.
When we switched it around, Paige was out all last year with a knee injury, and Allie was on the bench. She was one of our first off the bench when we needed a hitter. But, she's transitioning. She'd been playing middle for the last, her entire career, and we've moved her to the outside. So she's learning some of that stuff and getting adjusted to that kind of position. Alyssa Lowe last year was a sophomore player, didn't play up on varsity, so she's getting used to that tempo, and I think this is what shows is we're a young team, but they're hungry and they're ready to go. So there's things that we can learn and work on. All season or all preseason, we really hammered our back row and defense and passing the ball at a better rate than what we did last year, and I think we're off to a great start with that. So now that we've got that foundation, we can keep moving and getting our offense running a little bit quicker.
We talked in pregame about how it's just going to take a little while for that chemistry to come, and we won't talk too much about that third set. It just, I think, let me ask it this way, I suppose. Even though it was just the third set, it's early on. You get that frustration set in. You get a little mentally tired in addition to physical tiredness, and obviously we're not in mid-season form yet. But and that's another thing that will come. Did that kind of play a factor in that third game?
I don't think they were necessarily tired. We just couldn't get anything to fall our way, and then we lost a little bit of that energy. So we've got to figure out how we use that energy going into, we came back in that second set from being down pretty far and came back and really pushed that second set, and how do we go into a timeout or a break, come out of that break and have that exact same energy. And so I think some of it was we did get a little mentally tired. I don't think physically tired is the way, but that mentally tired and what we need to be running with that. Our setters got better as the night went, and I think that's going to just continue to progress with our setters. But our biggest thing with our front row is that, we just don't have the ups that we need to have and that leap. You watch those other girls that are hanging on the other side of the net, and we're not, getting off the floor. So something that we're going to work on. We got a good training staff at home that's going to work with them, and they're going to go right back into the weight room tomorrow and work on some of that stuff. So excited to see what we can work on through the rest of the week and turn around and go back on Friday.
All right. And on Friday, you go out west. It's Rapid City Stevens on Friday night, and then Rapid City Central on Saturday. Stevens obviously usually a pretty good team. Central going to have their struggles, I imagine, but I think they're only going to get better as well. And you've got that starting point where you've got to feel you're only going to get better as this season progresses.
Yeah, only, we're playing a couple. We pulled a sophomore off the bench that hadn't been in. She stepped in a good role with Ellen Hart, and, we've got sophomores playing. We've got some juniors playing. So building that program where we're not completely recycling every year and getting rid of a whole group of, seniors, and really trying to build that program and find those girls that have that drive to kind of get better at an earlier age. I think we're going to see that, and then even at our middle school level, hopefully start seeing some of that more development come through.
All right, Coach, we got football on Friday, of course, so we won't see you then, but we'll see you Saturday afternoon at Rapid City Central, and keep up the good work early on. All
right, thank you.
Carrie Wheelhouse, the head coach of the Governors. They do fall in straight sets here tonight. Watertown with a victory, 25-16, 25-18, and 25-6. As we will take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the big plays of the game. Let's take a 2-minute timeout. Big plays of the game from Hermanson Endodontics are next, as this one goes to the Arrows on opening night on River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Efficient and economical electrical work, call Ferding Electric. Ferding Electric staffs licensed, knowledgeable electricians to help you with all your electrical projects. New construction, rewires, or upgrades, residential or commercial, Ferding Electric knows how to get the job done right. Call Ferding Electric at 224-8684. Stop in at 2903 East Elizabeth, just off the truck bypass. See Ferding.com or find them on Facebook. Ferding Electric, licensed electricians, quality service, and dependable products since 1956.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we're in the business of improving lives. That means ditching the fees big banks charge, offering cash back to do more of what you love, and boosting convenience with extended service hours Monday through Saturday. Bank how you like, when you like, with local financial advice when you need it. Let's get started. Learn more at bhfcu.com. Stop by any BHFCU location or call us at 1-800-482-2428.
Quality comes first at Hermanson Endodontics. Dr. Brian Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics strives to provide treatment that's not only comfortable, but also provides the best possible outcome. They do this by effective and timely communication with your dentist and preserving as much healthy tooth as possible using state-of-the-art three-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre.
Back in Watertown, continuing our family dental Postgame, straight set victory for the Arrows on their home floor to open this season here tonight. Just heard from Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre, and they sponsor the naming of our big plays of the game. Certainly had big plays in this one in Watertown's favor. There was a couple of times, especially in that second game, I thought, as Coach alluded to, they were facing a big deficit at one point 21-12, but some big plays and some good blocks. Finally, they got a couple of blocks from people like Alyssa Lowe and one from Marina Bushbaum. Bushbaum had a nice down-the-line attacking kill. Governors just didn't have the kills tonight, but they had a couple of nice blocks, and they just showed a lot more energy coming from behind in that second set. They pulled back within 5 at one point from being down 9. It was 22-17, and again, Watertown did get the 25-18 victory. Some big plays there for Pierre, but of course, in Watertown's favor, I still say the way they blocked early on in this match, there's got to be some big plays there, some big blocks from Reese Munger. There were 6 overall by the Arrows in that first set. They got 3 more in the third. Oddly enough, no block points in that second game, but 9 overall. That's a big stat, and you add that to a 38-12 advantage in the kill column for Watertown, which, by the way, we'll give you the stats here in a moment. But for me, it's the blocking for Watertown. As the Governors were trying to get things across the net, Watertown just had that ever-presence, omnipresence, if you will, in that first set, and a little more of that in the third when things started to fall apart a bit for Pierre. Blocking tonight, big plays of the game, sponsored by Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre. As mentioned unofficially, 38-12, the advantage for Watertown in that kill column. They're led by Ellie Thury with 11. Next in line, Anna Hertz, who had 5 in the first set. She'll finish with 9. She got the 75th point with the match-clinching kill as well. 9 for her. Kerrigan Klott, the 5'10 junior, also with 9 kills for the Arrows. 5 for Siri Bach, and then 2 kills apiece for the setter, Kinsey Russell, also 2 for Reese Munger, and 1 unofficially for Jordan Remmers from that back line. The Governors are led with 3 kills by Alyssa Lowe, 3 more for Addison Novotny. Marina Bushbaum with, let's give Paige Sporer 3 kills also. Marina Bushbaum with a couple, and Sloan Waldron gets 1 in a hitting role for the Governors, but just 12 of those on the night. For the blocking, as mentioned, 9 for Watertown, led by 5 with Reese Munger. 2 blocks for the Governors, Lowe and Bushbaum, with each with 1. Watertown with 7 service aces tonight. Thury had 3 of those in a service rally all herself in that second set. And then Jordan Remmers with a couple, Hertz and Russell with 1 each, 7 overall in the ace column for the Arrows compared to 4 for Pierre. They get 2 from Alexis Schleckaway and 1 each from Sloan Waldron and Hadley Hart. Governors with just 4 service miscues, and Watertown with 10 overall. And the hitting errors, not that bad. 15 is an average of 5 per set for the Governors, but 9 of those came in that sloppy third game, whereas Watertown finishes with an average of 4 per set, 12 overall. Those are the stats, but all told, Watertown wins this one in straight sets to begin 1-0. And with that, and we talk about big plays of the game, let's talk about your player of the game. Player of the game comes to us courtesy of Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Your player of the game is next. This is Governor Volleyball.
Anytime is a good time for Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Fill up your tank and your stomach. Fresh baked pastries, coffees, regular and breakfast pizzas, Champs Chicken, and more. Feed the family while on the go. Then treat yourself to a soft serve ice cream in cones and dishes. Convenience with a capital C. Cowboy Country Stores, Euclid and Harrison Avenue in Pierre and in Fort Pierre.
Cowboy Country Stores players of the game, and we'll go with the Arrows in this one in the victory as they win it in straights. But again, for the Governors, they just kind of looking to see who stands out. I think it was an all-around similar team effort. Nobody really standing out for the Governors. Certainly there were big plays. Great to see Paige Sporer back on the floor, however, after that knee injury from a year ago, which cost her both volleyball and basketball. Good to see some new people who are up in in front for the Governors in Lowe and Novotny. Bushbaum contributing tonight, and good to see those who had that experience in Olson and Keys and Waldron from a year ago. All of them contributing in some way tonight. Hadley Hart also, I think, is going to be a fun to watch libero as the season goes along. But, again, it will take time for these Governors to come into their own, as they say. But Watertown, well, they had several people standing out. They had Ellie Thury with 11 kills, Anna Hertz with 9. She had the good start offensively. 9 kills for Kerrigan Klott. Obviously, somebody is distributing the wealth, and that would be setter Kinsey Russell, who's going to be a solid setter for the Arrows this year. But I'm going to go back to defense and go with Reese Munger tonight. 4 kills right off the bat in that first set. She finished 4 ace blocks, I should say, right off the bat in that first set. She finishes with 5, added a couple of kills, but it was the stage setter, the defensive presence at the net, and that was Reese Munger tonight. The 5'11 junior of the Watertown Arrows is our first volleyball player of the game, and player of the game sponsored by Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierce. She'll get the T-shirt noting her accomplishments and contributing to that straight set sweep as Watertown wins it tonight. So, Watertown with a victory. The Governors start 0-1. They go to Rapid City Stevens on Friday. No coverage on that one, but we will cover the Rapid City Central matchup on Saturday. And that'll be at 12:30 Mountain, so we'll be on the air at 1 o'clock Central Time and 1:30 Central Time for the 1 o'clock pregame and 1:30 first serve from Nas Gymnasium out at Rapid City Central High School. In the meantime, we've got more coming up, and Governor Soccer will also be in action on Friday and Saturday against Stevens and Central. Govs will host Stevens at 4 and 6 o'clock. Boys at 4, girls at 6 on Friday, but due to our coverage of high school football, no call on Governor Soccer on Friday, but those matches will be at the PILC soccer fields at 4 and 6. If you want to follow Governor Soccer, of course, we will also have Governor High School football coming up. By the way, the soccer team does host Rapid City Central, boys at 10 a.m. and the girls at 12 o'clock noon on Saturday. Those two games with Justin Cowart will be here on River 92.7 starting at 9:30 Central Time. And then we will also have the volleyball match on KGFX AM on Saturday with Pierre at Rapid City Central. It's Governor football as they try to get back to the Dome for a 9th straight year, but they try to take back the Empire. Well, they try to strike back on the Empire. That's the theme of the year for the Pierre Governor football team, and they will try to begin the quest for another state title, starting with game number 1. And they host the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles on Friday night. John Calda will join me for that one, I assume. I haven't asked him yet, but I'm sure he'll be there. 6:25 at the pregame and a 7 o'clock opening kick. Of course, all of our coverage of Governor Sports will be on drgnews.com and our respective station pages, and of course, and on your DRG News smartphone app, with also coverage at gogovs.live. With thanks to Caleb Brozick, who's been running camera this evening, and we'll have him at side throughout the season once again. Our thanks also to William Wilson, and we also thank Athletic Director Craig Boyens of the Watertown School System for the hospitality, as always. And, well, he'll be hospitable to us again in a couple of weeks when the Governor football team comes up to that beautiful brand-new football stadium that they've got here in Watertown. We're looking forward to that trip coming up in a couple of weeks. For those on the road, especially Pierre Governor fans heading back home, we remind you on behalf of the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety that you either text or drive. There is no and. Don't text and drive. You've got some place to be, and buckle up every trip, every time, too. For Caleb Brozick and William Wilson, I'm Brian Oakland. Your final scores on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard: a 3-set sweep for the Watertown Arrows over the Pierre Governors tonight, 25-16, 25-18, 25-6. The Governor football team hosts Aberdeen Central in our next coverage of Pierre Governor High School Sports Friday night, 6:25 of the pregame, right here in your official voice for the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com. Have a good evening, everybody.